Hello, I'm Tylah Tully, and today I'm joined by 333D Managing Director John Conidi. John, can you start by telling us how your digital asset management platform works and what makes it valuable for customers?
Well, thank you for having me on the program today. T3D basically works in a digital asset space in predominantly healthcare. So healthcare is very, very data rich, but unfortunately the value of that data is disparate. And what we try and do is merge different types of data into one valuable data source. So in particular, our main focus at the moment is what we call radiology or medical imaging, where you would get a picture, but underlying in that picture, there's a whole load of what we call metadata. Now that metadata, what we do is we attach the appropriate or the relevant pieces of data that's required to get the best patient outcome immediately. And that includes all the relevant patient details, who the referring practitioner is, the type of scan it is, and then what we do is through that data process, we're able to distribute that work to the most appropriate clinician to get the best outcome, right? Then what we add value to that we use a lot of AI. AI then creates a bill or an invoice, and the AI is capable of actually determining what the scan is, right? Medicare is actually quite difficult and convoluted. It's not just you go to a restaurant and I'll order that appetizer or whatever it is. It's much more complicated, but we've been able to teach AI through our metadata to get the right billing codes out. Then we send that off to the practitioner, the referring practitioner, and hopefully get the information to the patient and help with the patient management. So it's you don't really see what we do. It's invisible to a certain degree, but we had substantial value to medical data. That's what we do primarily.
So which industries or sectors do you see as the biggest growth opportunities for the company's tech?
So at the moment, obviously we're in the healthcare space, and that's a very, very broad space, right? You can incorporate, wellness programs, Pilates, that's all part of it. That's not our space. Ours is the primary care space. So basically you going to a general practitioner, a dentist, a chiropractor, even a physio. But the real space that we see an amazing opportunity, and it is a global thematic, is what we call preventative healthcare and longevity. That's something that it's a derivative of financial well-being, right? And also, if you look at what a lot of people spend money on clothing, on looking good, and so forth. But the next iteration is going to actually be the internals, actually feeling good and living for a longer period of time. So that's the space that we're looking to break into, and that's all data. That's all it is, right? You can't make an adequate diagnosis unless you have the right data at your disposal to make an informed decision. So that's the next big global thematic. If you look at healthcare, it's the same around the world. It's the same equipment, it's the same processes, it's the same protocols. The only thing that varies is who pays and how much.
And why have you chosen to maintain a Bitcoin treasury, and how does this support your long-term business strategy?
Well, the Bitcoin treasury, the business is cash flow positive. So any surplus funds sits on the balance sheet or previously as cash. If you look at the history or the board of directors, I am the chairman, but I'm not. The other two guys are PhDs in finance, right? So they know their stuff. And if you look at the value of money, it's diminished over time, and inflation proves that. So if you look at Bitcoin, it's been an incredible store of value and creator of wealth over the last 16 or 17 years. And the thing that with Bitcoin is that there's only 21 million that'll be ever made, right? Therefore, by default, if there's more buyers than sellers, the price has to go up. Unlike a central bank that can print as much money as it likes, you can't do that with Bitcoin. So that strategy is separate from our core business as such, but they are intertwined in that they're both based on a digital asset, right? So our background suits that strategy that we're undertaking.
Finally, what key milestones or developments should investors and customers look out for from T3D over the next 12 months?
Well, I think the key milestones are going to be obviously top line revenue. I think that's very important. Also, the cash flow position. But we're in a growth phase at the moment, and healthcare is one of those segments that's increasing with longevity, with the government trying to make it a bit easier for people to access primary healthcare. We're a main derivative of that. The more people that see their doctor, the more patients that we're going to process. Okay, so that's a positive for us. But over the short to medium term, we are looking at expanding our product profile, and that is entering those longevity and preventive healthcare spaces that we think that our product can lead to better patient outcomes.
John, thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.
For more ASX news and analysis, subscribe below.